Hello and welcome. My name's Chris Can, Head of Mining Journal Research, and with me I have Hayden Locke, Chief Executive of Marimaca Copper. Marimaca released its PEA on its namesake project in Chile last year, based on only the oxide resources there, and the NPV came back at just over 520 million after tax, with an IRR of 33.5% on just the open pit operation. It also published an interesting regional interpretation of the geology that suggests there could be a lot more to come there. Today, we're just looking at the Marimaca team, though. Welcome, Hayden.
Thanks, Chris.
So personally, Hayden, you've gone from, you did gold in Africa, and then you went and did some potash in Spain, and then you went and did some potash in Africa, and now you're over in South America doing some copper there. Why are you qualified to run a group that's developing what could be a significant producer at some point, developing into a genuinely world-class operator in the copper space with that background?
Yeah, it's a good question, and one that I get pretty regularly. And look, I think I've now got over a decade experience in the junior mining space, taking companies from exploration to development and then hopefully into production. And the thing that I've realized is mining is the same regardless of what the commodity is. You're making a widget at the end of the day, something, it's a manufacturing business. And the key risks that you really need to identify and manage are geological risk, obviously mining and processing risk, and then the regulatory risk that comes with building these projects. And I think, one of the other things that I've realized is you can't know everything. And so you really have to identify the things that you're good at and the things that you're not good at, and then find really good people to complement your skill set on those areas that you're not good. You can't possibly be an expert on every single part of this, but I really enjoy the industry and I'm very curious about it, and I love learning new things. And so having an amazing team around me is probably the most important thing for a person like me who's clearly lacking in copper and South American experience. Thank you for pointing that out.
Absolute pleasure. So who's there? Who's helping?
Well, so on the geology side, Sergio Rivera, who is the doyen of Chilean copper. I mean, he is an amazing geologist, 35, 40 years of experience. Incredibly fortunate to have him. He's made multiple copper discoveries. And so really you can imagine me trying to manage somebody like that is, there's no management required. He is an exceptionally talented and experienced geologist. So he takes care of that. And then on the development side, Luis Tondo, again, 30 plus years of experience in developing and operating mines in gold, copper throughout South America. And so really it's more about me learning from them and making sure that I'm across the risk management more than anything. And then my skill set, which actually complements theirs, is more on the capital markets and the corporate strategy side, making sure that they have the money to go out and do what it is that they need to do in order to create value for our shareholders. So again, going back, it's about identifying the areas that I have a skill set to add value, and that's what I focus on. And then we fill in the gaps with other technically skilled people to do the things that I can't do.
Okay, and we're looking at now, as we said, there's a PEA being published. Now you're looking at going into feasibility stage. Pretty soon you're going to be looking at actually building a mining operation. Who have you got already in there, or who do you need to add that's going to complete this team to give investors confidence that you can do this in a low risk fashion?
Well, the team needs to be built out completely. And so really we have the bones of the senior executive team. So we have Petra Decker as a CFO, obviously Sergio in the geology seat, and Luis as a COO. And then we'll build that out as we get closer to the final investment decision. All of those groups of the management team have been through this process before, have extensive networks, but we also have the board who have really extensive networks and a lot of experience building and operating copper mines. So there's no shortage of people for us to rely on to help us build it out. But my experience is finding really good teams is one of the most difficult things to do, and it'll be a key focus for us in the next 12 to 18 months.
So how do you do it? How do you find those excellent people? Do you have to give yourself a really long runway to a long window of time to actually locate and then bring these people in?
Yeah, I think you can't be too prescribed about timelines of bringing people in. As good people become available, it may make sense just to get them in earlier than you would have expected, to make sure that they're tied up with you. We have the benefit of Marimaca being a great project, and so that will naturally attract people who are talented. And then, using the network of people on our board and in our senior management team to really start to find people that we would want to work with and who have the same mindset as us. And so it's really, not a linear walk for us in order to get a good team together. So you need to start early, which is what we're doing.
Are you finding as the scale and the profile and the quality of the project becomes better known and you bring in more high quality people, that the process of bringing in others actually becomes easier?
Absolutely, because as you bring in high quality people, their network expands and, you get that network effect. So yeah, absolutely. But it's all about making the right decision on the key hires, and then hopefully that filters through to the rest of the team.
Hayden Locke, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Chris.